Hello my friends! I feel like it's been so long since I actually talked to you guys, like face to face, face to camera, instead of doing a voiceover. I miss talking to you guys. Hello, I'm back. School is crazy. If you're with me, comment down below and we can support each other. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about moisturizing versus sealing oils, and the reason that I chose to make a whole entire video about this is because it's so important, and if you don't know the difference, you can be not doing damage to your hair, but you cannot be getting the best benefits out of your oils, you know what I mean? So if you are moisturizing and sealing your hair, which hopefully you are doing as much as possible throughout the week. I'm not going to say every single day because y'all know I don't moisturize and seal my hair every single day, but you want to be doing it as much as possible throughout the week. And in my last video I talked about how I do the baggy method, which is a way of moisturizing and sealing your hair, but is kind of more in-depth and like hardcore. And I talked about the oil that I use to seal my hair and how there's a difference between a moisturizing oil and a sealing oil. What I meant by that was that if you are using, for example, a moisturizing oil to seal your hair, you're not going to be sealing in that moisture. And the reason why we seal our hair after we do the moisture part is because we don't want all that moisture to escape. So let's break it down. What is the difference between a moisturizing oil and a sealing oil? A moisturizing oil is one that's going to moisturize your hair. It's going to easily penetrate the shaft of the hair. It's used with water or a water-based leave-in conditioner, and it's really going to soak into your hair. It's going to moisturize your hair. These kinds of oils are olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, argan oil. All of these oils are going to soak into your hair shaft and moisturize the hair. Sealant oils, on the other hand, will not penetrate the shaft of the hair. They're going to sit on top of the hair and they're going to prevent things from leaving the hair shaft. So this is why you want to use a sealant oil after you've put in, you know, maybe a cream moisturizer or whatever, and then you're going to put the sealant oil on top and it's going to seal that moisture in so that it doesn't go anywhere, it can't leave the hair. These oils are jojoba oil, grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is my oil of choice, but just know that that is a heavier oil, which brings me to another point. The heavier the oil does not indicate whether it is a moisturizing or sealing oil. That would seem like it would make sense, but it doesn't actually work that way. For example, olive oil can be a moisturizing oil, but it's the same thickness or consistency of grapeseed oil, but grapeseed oil is a sealant oil. You see what I'm saying? And I also want to mention that some oils kind of blur the line. So for example, the moisturizing oils that I mentioned, such as olive oil and argan oil, are also sealant oils as well with moisturizing properties. So I lob them into the moisturizing category because those are the oils that will really provide moisture to your hair, and I don't necessarily trust it to keep all the moisture in, but I do trust it to moisturize, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't use those oils for a moisturizing and sealing routine. I would just use it for moisturizing. However, you should know that they blur the lines and they do have moisturizing and sealing properties. So obviously, so I have my 3 examples of oils back here that are my favorites to use, and I'm going to tell you why I like to use them, how I like to use them, when, what occasion, blah blah blah. So for my grapeseed oil, I used this grapeseed oil in my last video, which was the baggy method video, and I used this on top of a creamy leave-in conditioner to seal in that moisture. This is a sealing oil. This is a sealing oil, like I mentioned before, so it was great to use over a creamier, thicker moisturizer to keep all that moisture in and make sure that the moisture saturated my hair overnight. And it also is, this oil is also aided by the use, oh, I just smashed my lipstick. This moisturizer is also, this oil is also aided by heat. There are some oils that studies have shown that heat helps these oils to penetrate or to stay on or to do whatever it is they do, so that's why I like to use this oil while I am doing the baggy method, because obviously the baggy method uses your own natural heat and all that good stuff, and this is going to help everything penetrate more effectively. I would not use this on a daily basis. I wouldn't use this on a day that I was going out the next day, anything like that, because this is a thicker oil that's the sealant oil, and so it's going to sit on top of my head. It's not on top of my hair. It's not going to soak into the hair and disappear and make my hair light and fluffy and beautiful. It's going to sit on top of my hair until I wash it off. So this is only a sealant oil for me that I will only use when I'm not planning on doing anything with my hair, and maybe in the next couple of days I'm going to wash it. With that being said, a moisturizing oil that I will use daily anytime, you know, that I feel the need to use it. For example, if I'm doing a twist out, if I am doing something like this, I actually did this with straws, drinking, you know, plastic drinking straws. If I'm doing something like this, if I'm doing something like flexi rods, I have tutorials for this and the flexi rods, I'll link them all down below, don't worry. Then I have no problem using argan oil because I want to seal in moisture and I want to moisturize, but I don't want to weigh the hair down. You know, if you're doing a flexi rod set and you use too much oil, too much moisturizer, your curls are going to come out way down. They're not going to be as bouncy, they're not going to be as beautiful. So this is definitely what I use rather than a heavier oil. I do use it as a sealant, but it's not going to seal in oils as well as grapeseed oil or something like that will. So it sounds a little bit confusing, but just know that these oils blur the lines, and if you want something that's going to seal in your oils, like for sure seal them in, your moisture and all that, you want to go with something like grapeseed oil or jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is better for for more everyday or regular use because it is a lighter oil and it's not going to weigh your hair down as much. It's especially good if you have fine hair. And then just know that if you want the moisture but you aren't necessarily concerned about doing an overnight process, treatment, you know, deep conditioning type thing, you can go ahead and use your regular old argan oil because this is obviously a lightweight oil. You can use it daily. It's going to moisturize your hair. It's not going to leave it weighed down, all that good stuff. And then of course you have good old coconut oil. I've got my big old jar here of coconut oil, my organic coconut oil, and this is another one of those moisturizing oils that this does not blur the lines. This is not an oil that can kind of seal and moisturize. This is strictly for moisturization purposes. If you've ever used coconut oil, you know that you can, you know, rub it onto your hands and it will disappear, you know, after a short amount of time. It's not going to sit on your skin. It's readily absorbed. It's one of those great oils that you can use for anything, and that's why we love it. But just know that that also means that it's not a sealant oil by any means. If you are using it after a liquid moisturizer, a liquid leave-in, anything like that, it's not going to do you any good. This is just for moisture purposes. If you're having dry hair, you want to moisturize overnight, but you don't necessarily want to do, you know, this whole deep baggy method, blah blah blah. You can slather some of this on and in the next morning your hair will be fine, unless you're putting like a ton, obviously. So those are my moisturizing versus sealing oils that I wanted to talk to you about. Obviously there's a whole list more, but these three are the ones that I prefer, and that's what I use. So if you have any more questions about moisturizing versus sealing, why we should moisturize and seal, leave your questions all down below in a comment, and if I can't answer them in a short little comment, I would be glad to make a video to tell you guys a little bit more about it. So if you guys enjoyed, give the video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to see more, and I will see you later. Bye!